Hey you fluffers schnoots. So today we're going to be playing Star Wars Dark Forces 2 Jedi Knight. Notice that Dark Forces isn't actually in the title, but this is technically a Dark Forces game. I'm playing this on Linux. It is the Remastered mod. I installed it through Lutris. But enough about that. We're going to be starting a new game. Brand spanking new game, and it's going to drop straight into a really cool cinematic, and I think that I'll get a copyright strike because it has some music in it, but it's worth it. It's a really good cutscene, and it is kind of a trademark of old games from the 90s, and especially LucasArts games, which this is. So let's check it out.
I want you to remember, son, when you're at the academy, how very proud I am of you. What a fine young man you've become. I wish your mother were here to see it. But I know she watches over you and is proud. After she died, your welfare and upbringing was the only thing I truly cared about.
Touching. When someone desires information, they come to me.
Don't waste my time, 88. Tell me who killed my father.
Patience. He is a dark Jedi.
Jedi?
Dark Jedi. He is known as Jarek, and he has great plans for the rebirth of the Empire.
I'm not interested in petty political struggles.
Well, you should be. Without going into too much detail, Jarek has been quite generous in his offerings. Unfortunately, you don't factor into them. But I am not without a heart. Familiar, yes? I found it in your dead father's home. I can decipher any language or code known, but this one eludes me. It must be important. Tell me what it is, and these gentlemen won't have to indulge their darker side.
The dark side? I've been there. Do your worst.
Well, I suppose that concludes our business.
I'm not interested in leaving. I have some business to conclude with your friend, 88.
And there it is, so it begins. It didn't save my... Oh, that's a shame. I'm going to have to rebind the controls. I guess I'll talk about the controls. So, this game comes from an era before we knew what the control scheme was supposed to look like. So, right-click is jump, right? The up and down is reversed, but left and right is not. It's very strange. So let me fix this really quick. Okay, there we go. I restarted with a different user, like a different profile where I have everything set up. I didn't know that the control scheme is saved, like it's mapped based on the profile, so I created a new profile. And apparently I had to redo the controls, but now I have... What? Right click is jump still? Oh, the mouse is correct, but the other controls aren't. I can play like this, not that big of a deal. I have to do a lot of juking anyway. These games aren't difficult, but they're not easy. And this is I'm playing hard mode, so I think there's basically more enemies, which I like that way of scaling. You probably take a bit more damage or something too, but it seems like a lot of games, difficulty it basically makes the enemies spongier and makes you weaker. And I mean, that's one way of doing it, but I like it's probably Doom style. Doom was one of the first games that that did that. When you play on a harder difficulty, they added more enemies and stuff. But that also means more ammo. More ammo is good. No, get going. This isn't so much a fast game. You know how in Doom, if you want to get good, you get good at going fast and you just cruise around everywhere. The controls, like the control scheme is still weird even after you get everything set up right. But the character has a weight to him. Like when I move left and right, you can see his, like the camera moving a little bit, like it tilts. And when you go to move, you start out slow and then you pick up speed, and it's even more so moving side to side. It's very odd. I can't think of any other games that control like this. Like with Doom ports and Wolf 3D ports, once you've played one, you kind of have the same... Like the controls and movement and gameplay and everything is the same. But then you play a game like this, and everything's different. Did these blow up? I don't remember. What? Do I have to shoot them? Oh, I guess so. Oh, did I kill him? Where'd he go? Oh, he's down there. I try not to kill civilians. I used to tell myself that killing civilians led to the dark side. Like the more non-combatants you kill, the more likely you'll go dark side later in the game. I actually don't know if that's true. I played this game a lot when I was a kid. It was like one of my staple favorites. And I played multiplayer, didn't get into modding. This is the first time I've ever played with a mod on this game. And I used the Lutris installer because I've had trouble installing mods for this. And I didn't have the patience to get the Remastered mod to work. Like I spent a couple hours on it this morning. And I was like, look, this, I'm going to release this the day before May 4th. So hopefully people are interested in Jedi Survivor and Fallen Order right now. So I'm hoping that maybe I can shed some light on this gem. Everybody's interested in Star Wars right now between the games and May the 4th, that maybe putting up a Jedi Knight video will get people interested in some OG Star Wars, because that's really where it's at. Like, the new stuff is cool, new technology and everything. I'm seeing screenshots, and I saw a video of Survivor, like the latest one. Is it Survivor? I actually don't know. But like these are the Star Wars games that I played with, like I grew up with. Like, they have a very distinct feel. They have a very distinct character, and the newer ones just, they're cool. They are cool video games, but they're not Star Wars to me. Like, Star Wars is more than the aesthetic. And maybe part of it is that this is a LucasArts game. Oh no, where's my thing? I don't want the pistol. Isn't secondary fire middle mouse button? Yeah, it's just like rapid fire. I have so much ammo. Anyway, that was my short little tangent about Star Wars and stuff today. I know people will be interested in how I feel about Star Wars, like the latest generation of it. And you know, my love for Star Wars, I was really into it as a kid, and I kind of had my fill of it. And I still like Star Wars. It still holds a place in my heart for the nostalgia of it, if nothing else. But I've kind of moved on. There are other, like, I like Mass Effect's world more than Star Wars. Not that it's better, I just relate to it more as an adult. As a kid, I loved Star Wars, and I think that's really the crux of it. I can't really speak too much for the newest generation of Star Wars. I liked Mandalorian. It was a fun watch, but I'm not really a movie like a show watcher of any kind, so it's not really my style from that regard. But it seems fine. Like, as a kid, I would have been all over it. I would have loved to learn about the Mandalorians and stuff like bounty hunters and stuff. Awesome. So I'm happy it's going on, and I'm glad that people are liking it and it's successful and popular. It's just I'm not the target anymore, and that's okay. That's a thing. I can go back to these games, and that's what we're doing here. So if you've never heard of these old OG Star Wars games, Dark Forces 1. This is not Dark Forces 1. This is Dark Forces 2, Jedi Knight, where you play as Kyle Katarn as he becomes a Jedi. Dark Forces 1 was Kyle Katarn again. Well, not again, it was the first one. But you're just a mercenary doing missions for the Rebel Alliance, doing all kinds of cool stuff. I don't think it was ever canon. I always wanted it to be, but I don't think Kyle was ever canon. He's such a cool character too. He's like kind of Han Solo, but without the suave, more grit, I think, more adult. Even as a kid, I liked that. Not that I liked Han Solo too, but Kyle Katarn was also a bit like Dash Rainier, that guy. I don't know if Dash was canon though. Was he? I think he was actually. I think he was in the books. I don't think Kyle was ever in the books. If there are any Star Wars nerds, I'd love to know like what's canon. What was OG canon? Because now none of it's canon, and like that's fine. That just means that Disney or whoever will never touch it, and that's not a bad thing. But Kyle Katarn will always be canon in my heart. I'm doing pretty damn good. I'm like low on health all the time, but I'm not dead. Ooh, I need to save scum. This is one game that you've got to save scum. It punishes you. When you die fast, and there are no saves. Basically you have to save. Oh man, I gotta change that. Like, right mouse button is cool. It's more natural than you'd think. I like games where the right mouse button is used. I think System Shock is like that. But let me change that. I'll show you what it looks like. Mouse button, jump. You gotta go down to fire 2. And then I'm gonna change this to use force power. We don't have the force yet. It's actually a really cool way of pacing that they did in this game. It seems like, correct me if I'm wrong, but all of the new Star Wars games where you're a Jedi, you start out as a Jedi and you have to like work your way up. And that's cool. But these games, you start like this, you don't start as a Jedi at all. You have to become a Jedi. I thought this was so cool. A TIE bomber! Real size! Wanted somebody to mod it so that you could blow that up. Like maybe he's going to bomb something and you could destroy him before he does it. And give the rebels a chance to get away. I think the Empire is dead here though. I think this is after Return of the Jedi. So it's not the Rebel Alliance, it's the New Republic, right? Something like that. Ah! Almost dead. Come here! Ah! So I'm doing a... Oh. Since we're getting towards the end, I'll mention that I'm doing a couple different things from usual in this video, in this recording. I've got the microphone much closer to me. In the other gaming videos, I had it kind of far away, but this is a dynamic mic, and my good buddy Teal schooled me and explained to me that you've got to have the gain boosted to like 100% and have the mic close to you for it to sound right. And I do that most of the time, but I thought I could get away with the mic being further away for gaming videos, but I don't know. So I'm trying it different here, and I also have a noise gate going on because when I do open Egee stuff, I need it to be silent, so I turn everything off. But it's a hassle to do that for everything, you know? And I think for these gaming videos, there's so much ambient noise, like game noise going on, that I don't need it to be totally silent. So I put a noise gate on, and I just like left my fan on. I've got a humidifier going, air purifier, you probably hear in the other room. So hopefully the noise gate takes care of that. So I'm curious to see how this goes. What's happened? Oh no! I'm almost dead! 14 health. Yeah, what is happening? Move. Get you out of the way. If this was a new age game, you'd probably be able to talk to them, huh? Get quests from the NPCs. In this game, they just sit there. Oh, is this a timed thing? Yeah, it's got to open and then I got to flip it. Just a bit of a puzzle. We like puzzles. Alright. Mind your own business. See, they want to tempt you. They want you to shoot them. I'm almost positive that killing civilians changes your... Whoa! Changes the outcome of whether you become light or dark. Because I don't think that it's an active choice. I think the game just gives it to you based on your actions. We got this. Me and my 14 health. One punch and I'm done. Oh! Maybe not, actually. Now, for sure, it's one punch and I'm done. You guys will get to see the death animation. It's really silly. Run! Oh! Health pack? Well, where's my health, though? I thought my health was the bottom left. I got a health pack and I'm still at 3 health. Jeez. Where are you? 0 health? What is going on? Am I missing something? Oh my gosh, it says 70. I can see it in OBS. Something I did not tell you guys. I completely forgot. So, getting this game to run on native resolutions and stuff is difficult, even with this remastered mod. And maybe it's because I'm using a weird version of it. But I couldn't get it to work, so I had to launch it in windowed mode. And even when it's in windowed mode, it doesn't show... It's not showing me the whole screen, so I can't see my health. All I can see is my shields. That's the green. So I looked over at OBS on my other monitor. I have 66 health right now. Alright, and this is it. The other cutscene for you.
Leaving so soon?
To find you, you're always in some kind of trouble.
Jan, what a pleasant surprise!
What would you do without me, Kyle?
I'd be a content old man.
Somehow I don't see content or an old man. So much for the relaxing chat.
Jan, meet me at the top. I've got to get that disc.
And that's it. Me, the uninitiated. 2 out of 6 secrets found, no stars earned because I am not a Jedi, and this is level 2. That ship is the Moldy Crow, one of my favorite ships. Just like the ship design is cool. Whenever I play a game where I can have a ship that looks like that, I try to make it look like that. Or get a mod so that I can have it like that. But this is mission 2, and I'm going to leave it here. I'm probably going to pick up on mission 4 tomorrow or the next day, and that's where we start to see Imperial Stormtroopers, which is fun. And I'll probably wrap that up with a Jedi fight, and we'll move on to something else next week. But that's going to wrap this one up. I hope that you liked it, and if you've heard of this game, maybe, who knows, maybe you own it. It's on GOG and Steam. I'm using the GOG version, but the remastered mod works just fine with the Steam version as well. But I recommend you pick it up because this is a good Star Wars gem from the late 90s, I want to say. LucasArts at their prime. And if you like Star Wars games, you don't want to miss this one. But that's going to do it, folks. See you later.